If the first wave of online travel was defined by the internet, and the second by social and mobile, the third is defined by something bigger. A convergence of AI, quantum computing, cloud, social commerce, and a traveler who expects everything, everywhere, now. In the beginning, everyone picked a vertical: flights, hotels, tours. But now, it's all bleeding together. Everyone wants the connected trip. One app, one journey, even durians included.
The great majority of our business when I started in 2005 was air. Most of our revenue was from airlines. And that shifted over time to where now air is a smaller part of our revenue, a big part of our bookings. But the OTA space generally became more focused on hotels. Online travel is an ecosystem, a marketplace, and the successful companies are those that figure out what role they play in this marketplace. And at Expedia Group, we've been lucky enough to create a massive marketplace ourselves. And so we have scale of supply, we have scale of demand, and we bring those together with technology. And that's our business. And that is pretty representative of the online travel industry as a whole.
But size isn't everything. In markets like Korea, the second largest outbound market in Asia, local players are rising fast.
We always talking about global OTAs, that how can we compete and how what they are doing right now. So when I have started Thai Square, the number of outbound was around 10 million, if I remember right. And now it's over 30 million Korean outbound travelers.
In India, scale means something else. Ixigo cracked it, not by flying high, but by going deep into trains, buses, and real Indian problems.
So I think, there is one aspect of India which, I think most companies do not appreciate much and have not sort of thought around, is that the winners in India need to do things in a very Indian manner, right? Which means you need to solve those problems not with the Western template on. And again, the example is like most OTAs were built with a flight plus hotel approach globally.
Right.
But at least in our case, the story is centered around rail and bus as opposed to, flight, because only 4% of Indians actually fly, right? So when you look at the challenges, there are unique opportunities in India which need to be solved with an Indian mindset.
Let's face it, local problems such as this, global OTAs are not going to bother with them. In this third wave too, generative AI will write most of the next chapter, no prompt intended. It is already changing the way travelers search, and social platforms have emerged as powerhouses of inspiration. So now you have OTAs who couldn't give two hoots about inspiration in the early days because you couldn't monetize dreaming, moving up the funnel to inspiration, while social platforms such as Instagram and TikTok make the migration to transactions.
Pre-online travel, you got content, advice, and booking from the same source. You went to an offline travel agency, they handed you a brochure, you asked them questions, they gave you the answers, and those answers led to you booking with that offline travel agent. The online world broke that model, changed that model, and it put content a little bit to the left, places where you could find advice, be they individual blogs or aggregator sites like a TripAdvisor, and you put bookings on the right at OTAs like us, my brothers and sisters in Amsterdam, and so forth. And in the middle, you stuck Google. And in travel, that required a whole different way of thinking about the rules of content. And as we're still trying to grasp that, 25 years later, we're still trying to understand the role that content can play in travel in a technological era. We're about to break the rules again with generative and agentic AI.
I will give one bold prediction. I think Google is going to be less and less relevant.
in the sort of distribution space or the acquisition space. Because if you look at how social media, if you look at how even AI apps now, people can search for travel information and travel products on those apps itself, on those super apps. The kind of information, the kind of in-depth analysis they have provided to help travel decisions, to help look at where to go, right? What kind of travel products I should look for, what kind of routes I should take. It's very, very extensive. So I think that those apps itself is going to continue to thrive itself. Those very intelligent apps.
The big question that we're all asking ourselves is, will businesses that can attract capital for AI be able to enter the travel industry and disrupt it? Or will travel companies fundamentally become AI companies and disrupt themselves? My personal view at this point is that there are enough technical travel companies out there such that, yes, some of the ones who don't execute, don't innovate will fall away, and maybe even a couple of big ones. But there are enough really good travel companies out there to maintain and to disrupt themselves in AI.
There are those, though, who believe that AI should serve a higher purpose than be an advertising or content play.
And now we're at this incredible stage. But I can guarantee you that in the next 5-7 years, we're going to see a completely different world. And the enabler in that wave is actually data. So when you put those like Cambrian moments of technology, which changes a lot, it's like we had the internet, then we had social, then we had mobile, then we had cloud. And now we're in the latest stage, which is AI. And it is incredibly exciting because for the first time, and I think in my part of as a student of technology, the technology is not the problem anymore. And we need to do a better job of like thinking through the user experience and what we want to create for users and fuel it with data. Not in terms of selling them more, but in terms of making it really shine for them, not thinking about it, making that little stress and anxiety that we have as we travel taken away because the technology is there now. That you know that you'll be taken care of, that you don't have to stress out when your flight is delayed because it's already communicated to your loved ones at home that you'll be a little bit delayed. You're moved to the right thing. This can happen as we work across the industry, not just like airlines being airlines, transportation companies being transportation companies, and hotels being hotels. It's like throughout this journey, we can do so much better, and we have to. It's on us, and it's honestly not selling more ads.
I've always said that one of the most underlooked impacts that I think particularly for Asia is going to be the impact of AI on simultaneous translation. Because if you look at Southeast Asia in particular, the linguistic differences in Southeast Asia is far more fragmented than that in Europe. That is going to make travel within Southeast Asia become so amazing. But when that barrier breaks in a very, very physical and very tangible manner, I think that will prompt travel within Southeast Asia and Southeast Asian traveling outside of Southeast Asia. I think that impact will be even more than the advent of budget carriers, which had a huge impact.
However it unfolds, AI-powered search or social, one thing is constant. It's all about the traveler. Through all the twists and turns, the highs and lows and the upheavals, the traveler has always been the one driving change, from the first days of the internet to this third wave and the next to come. Travel brands that care for their customers will win, no matter the changes in tech.